Okay, hi everybody. I'm back. This is part 4. This video is to all my subscribers, everybody that tuned in, everybody that's been supporting me this whole time. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. I was gonna make this video on the 14th, but because y'all been like blowing me up, telling me why y'all gotta wait so long, and you know, like I said, mentally sometimes I get attached to this story, and emotionally it breaks me down because I actually put myself back in the moments of when I was going through this. So it really takes a toll on me. But like I said, y'all been in my inbox asking me why y'all gotta wait until the 14th, why y'all gotta wait so long, and I made it to past 100 subscribers now. So like I said, thank y'all for all subscribing. Don't forget to thumbs up. Also, like I said, I want this story to reach. I want it to help. I want it to be heard to like everybody that lost somebody through domestic violence. Everybody that's going through it right now and is scared to talk about it. Yeah, people think that domestic violence is just physical. It's not. It's financial. You could be in a relationship with somebody and financially they're abusing you. You could be going to a church and spiritually they're abusing you. I feel like mental and emotional abuse is the worst because some people are in relationships and their spouse talks to them, crazy, call them out their name. It's different forms of domestic violence. It's psychological. It's different levels. So when I noticed I was a domestic violence victim, I didn't know it was so many different abuses, so you have to, you might be going through it right now and you don't know it. So I'm just giving you the different phases, cause just because you're not getting beat don't mean you're not getting abused. So with that being said, I told y'all last time, that because I'm so happy that we made it to 100 subscribers, I'm gonna make this video an hour long. So I had to get out of class and I had to get myself situated, and I got my hubby home right now tending to the baby. So I just want to touch up on a couple of things before we start. Okay, I remember when I shared my story for the first time last year. That was the first video. People asked me why I waited so long to share, and I told people because for a long time I was social media shy. I didn't know how to talk to people past them seeing me in person, because in person I'm not a shy person. Over social media I am, because I feel like people just do too much on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm the type of person where I don't like people in my head. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people knowing what I'm thinking, or knowing my every move. I'm just not that type of person. But I learned you have to be transparent. To help people find out who they are, and for them to trust you, to let yourself open up to them. So I remember last year when I shared my story, like I said, people asked why I waited so long. It was just a lot of scary rumors that I didn't know how to approach. Like, for instance, like I didn't hear, like I told y'all before, several stories of my story that people think they know and they don't. Like, for instance, I remember JR's stepsisters from Dallas, Austin, wherever they from. I remember seeing one of my friends from Woodville post something, and it was a video of me, and I remember seeing the comments on the post that she shared, and I'm sitting there reading the comments, myself, from the sisters, and they was like, you don't telling my friend, like, she don't even know the story, like she robbed my brother and robbed his house. Baby, from the time that from what I remember, from the time I got arrested to the time I went to jail, from the time I stayed in jail, when did I have a chance to rob my own house? What sense does that make? When did I have time to stash the stuff and come back for it? Because After I got out of jail, I didn't have my own place for a long time. So that's another rumor I heard, that I robbed my own house. I jacked my own house after JR passed away. Where I stashed the stuff at, I don't know. Okay, another rumor I heard was that my brother actually killed JR, and we drug his body to the backyard, and I told my brother to go ahead and escape and that I'll take the case. Inaccurate information. First of all, my brother didn't know JR was dead until he came after JR passed away, after the yellow tape came up. So that's not it either, you know. So like I said, it was important that I got on here and started speaking my truth, because for a long time, these people, swear to God, I was just this crazy person. But the thing you got to know about me and my story is spiritual too. So that's why, by me telling y'all some of these things I'm telling y'all, I want y'all to remember, because when I'm in jail and when I'm out of jail, some of this stuff go hand in hand. So that's going to let y'all know how God was working in my situation from beginning to end. And it's going to come together. That's why I'm telling y'all, like, remember the parts of this story, because like I said, it has a core and it's going to all come together. Because, you know, whether I wanted to go through this in life, it was already in God's plans for me. Not saying that, you know, my plan was for me to kill him. You know, I'm not saying that, because the living with taking somebody's life is like, it's a torturing feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it's somebody you love and you know you didn't do it intentionally. Like, you know that it feel like blood on your hands. You know what I'm saying? And it's not good, because even though you can't see it's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I know, you know, for a long time I didn't forgive myself. You know, I blamed myself. I didn't know how to forgive myself, you know, and it messed with me. And like I said, it took a toll on my life. But like I was telling y'all, my story is spiritual too. So, you know, pay attention and remember half of this information I'm telling y'all, because we about to go deep in this video. Since we got an hour, we about to go deep. So on my last video, I couldn't remember the street that the apartments was on, but I have a friend. Shout out to Lynette and shout out to Marche. They reminded me that the street that we stayed on was Florida. So Florida Park Apartments. Yes, that is definitely the apartment. So thank God for people that know what you're talking about, you know, especially when you stay in Bowman. So they reminded me. So like I was telling y'all, you know, like I was telling y'all, I'm making this video an hour, so I had to, you know, after my last video, every time after my video, I sit down and I try to remember everything. So I start to write stuff down so I can know what to tell y'all and what order to tell y'all it in, you know, so I'm remembering the best that I can. So, you know, like I said, last time we left off, I told y'all how I was going to tell y'all how JR friends from Woodville seen him fight on me, and how I got my strength to fight back, and, you know, the 2 fights before. So I can remember one time after I went to go see my grandmother, and I got myself together and I went back to the house. And, you know, I went back, you know, my son was there. So, you know, after he put his hands on me, he'll wait like a week, you know, a week and a half, you know, almost 2 weeks. So I can remember one day that we was in the front room and he just got mad at me, you know, because I wasn't talking to him. See, I used to go silent, you know what I'm saying, because it's like, with me, like, after you done shown me so many times, like, it ain't changing. It's like, what? I'm not myself no more. Like, when you're going through abuse in any type of way, emotional, mentally, as a woman or as a man, I don't know how men think, you know. But for me, like, when you're going through something mentally and emotionally, or, you know, it's bothering me on the inside, for me, silence is my loudest cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have nothing else to say to you. You know what I'm saying? So it would bother him when I would do stuff like that. But it's like, what do we have to talk about? You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to heal from last week when you beat me, you know what I'm saying, and put your hands on me. So he got in my face and was like, why you not talking to me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't got nothing to say. So here we go again, you know? So here we go again. So I'm standing up, you know, I tried to get up, trying to walk away from him. I'm standing up by the wall in the front room. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm standing up by the wall in the front room, he starts to punch on me. Mind you, and at the time, I know y'all looking at me like, you know, if you look back at him and then you look at me back then, I was 130 pounds soaking wet. I wasn't always this big, you know what I'm saying? And JR, he was probably like the same, you know, the same weight as me. We probably was the same weight, you know what I'm saying? I probably was like maybe 10 pounds more than him or something like that. But I was small. Soaking wet, I was 130. So he punching on my chest, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, just punching me, like, real hard. So I just slide down, and I'm crying, you know what I'm saying? Holding my chest. So because when he was punching me, it was taking the wind out of me, you know what I'm saying? So I slide down on the ground and I'm holding my chest. But mind you, while I'm holding my chest, I'm on my knees, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my knees, one hand on the ground, on my knees, holding my chest. So he behind me, you know, I'm still talking noise, you know what I'm saying whatever he's saying, be this and be that. So all of a sudden, I just feel something come around my neck, and then he starts dragging me through the house. When it was over with, it was a white t-shirt. He took it, put it around my neck, and drug me through the house. You know, I'm screaming, I'm kicking, I'm hollering. Okay. And he was doing it so hard, like, JR used to choke me so much, like, my neck used to go raw. You know what I'm saying? When I say that, if for those who don't know what I mean, like, when you put pressure on somebody's skin for so long, well, me, you know what I'm saying? I know for a fact, like, my skin started to break, you know, under my neck, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it was like a permanent, you know what I'm saying? It was a permanent scar, like, you know, raw. It was raw. So, I'm screaming and kicking through the house. He, you know what I'm saying? He getting a kick out of it, you know what I'm saying? So he dragging me. Okay. After that was over with, you know what I'm saying? Everything, you know, after he put his hands on me, you know, he go down, his phone rings, so he leave me in the house, like, go and hit a lick or whatever. So I go in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at myself, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. It's like when I get damaged in a relationship, or when I get done wrong, it's like I start to lose myself. Like, I don't know who I am no more, like, my identity wise, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror because I didn't know who I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Pain got a way of making you forget who you is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like their love shit, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because that's why I be telling people, don't tell me what you won't allow in a relationship. Because once you start loving somebody, that feeling of love, it overlooks everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know me. When I love hard. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you know what I'm saying? I only in my life, y'all, I only been in all my life, y'all, I only been in 4 relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? I know when I fall hard, and it's hard to get me out of there, because like I said, I'm loyal, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, I stopped knowing who I was, you know what I'm saying? So like I told y'all, you know, at that time in my life, alcohol was my best friend, you know what I'm saying? Because it numbed the pain, you know what I'm saying? Like, it numbed me, you know what I'm saying, from my reality, you know what I'm saying? So I drunk a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I drunk a lot, because But me, it was the only thing that made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? So I drunk. So yeah, after that incident happened, like I said, I stayed, y'all. I stayed. So it was another day, where I was outside, and like I said, I get quiet. I got quiet. You know what I'm saying? I got real quiet. Like, I wouldn't even engage in like a decent conversation with him because, I didn't want it to, result in us fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I remember one day I was sitting outside on the porch, and he came out there and he was like, okay, you don't want to be with me? Okay, so like I said, we stayed in these apartments, Florida Park apartments. We stayed next door to these brothers. I remember one of them, we used to call him 6'0" because he was bright. He had hair and he had like blue eyes. Then he had a brother named Justin. And then it was another brother who apartment it was for. Now I had a homegirl, her name was Justine. Like last time I checked, Justine had kind of lost her mind, you know what I'm saying? But she was my friend at the time. She used to, she was doing drugs. Like back then, when we would stay over, Justine used to smoke water. So I don't really know the effects that drug do to you. You know what I'm saying? But from what I understand, she kind of lost her mind. So, every time somebody told me they seen her, I'd be like, man, I'm just praying for her, because Justine, she had a beautiful spirit. You know what I'm saying? So Justine and them stayed next door, and Gerald cousin KK had moved in across the way from us. So it's two sets of the apartments. We was on the other side. KK was across the way. So I remember one day I was outside just sitting there quiet. He was like, okay, well, you want to leave? Like I said, when he used to get mad at me, he used to just do stuff to me because he knew, you know what I'm saying, I didn't have nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? Or I wasn't leaving my child, you know what I'm saying? So I remember one day he dumped all my clothes on the porch, you know what I'm saying? And he locked the door and locked me out. I'm talking about all my clothes was just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. So I just piled them up in one pile until he came home. But I just sat there. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, bet. So, like I said, he came back home. He was like, well, you could come in or whatever. But see, let me tell you what y'all used to do me too. Like I said, I'm not sparing no details, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the stuff I had to deal with. So, I remember when he came back to the house, he was like, you want to come back in? You gonna have to do something for me. Now, mind you, this my baby daddy. This somebody I'm in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, JR was like, he was controlling. So, like, if I needed it, like, this what he would do. Like, I was the type of female, like, not every day or not so much. Like, I used to want to get my nails and my hair done, and like I said, he was the sole breadwinner of the house. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't working at the time, but over there is when I got my first job at Bath and Body Works. You know what I'm saying? So like when I didn't have money or something, and I was like, well, can you give me some money to go get my nails done? Because JR was stingy with his money too. So he'll be like, well, what you gonna do for me? Like, I'm a prostitute or something like this, but I'm your baby mama. You know what I'm saying? I'm the mother of your child, and you know what I'm saying? Well, come do this for me then, and I'll give you some money. So, like, all in all, he was degrading me. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, because like I said, he had the control over me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, he was somebody that I love, but he was like, his ways was just messed up. You know what I'm saying? So I remember Big Brian stayed next door, you know what I'm saying? And him and Gerald, they both were selling drugs. So Big Brian, y'all know who I'm talking about. I think his name Brian Murphy, you know what I'm saying? And he's seen a lot of this too, you know what I'm saying? So like I was saying, him and Gerald, they would go hang out and, do whatever they do. But I always was in the house. Either I was in the house, I was next door, you know what I'm saying? I was across the way with KK. So, I think at the time, this next fight, I think at the time, I don't know what we got into it for. If y'all keep seeing me look this way, it's because I wrote down some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to forget, and I'm trying to stay on subject. Okay, so this last instance before, you know what I'm saying, before I actually decided to fight back. So, I can remember one day Like I said, here we go with this blue sweater again, y'all. Like one day I had on my blue sweater, and I think I was coming from KK house or something, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what he got mad for, but like it was like he didn't care. Like, you know, after he got mad at me, he already like, I'm a beat your, you know, I'm gonna beat your butt anyway. Like, so it wasn't no point in like talking myself out of it, or you know what I'm saying, none of that, you know what I'm saying, because you know it was just like I said, now it's frequent. Like it's just out of the blue. Like it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? What I say or what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I started to drown myself in alcohol, because for me that was the only way I could ease my pain. You know what I'm saying? So this day in particular, you know what I'm saying, I had on the blue sweater again. So I think this started because, like I said, once I started going through stuff, I forget who I am. So, and I'm turned off by you. Like, I don't want you touching me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even about to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to still do what I got to do, you know what I'm saying, as your woman. And I'm still love you, and I'm still have your back, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, sexually, I'm not there no more. My mind is gone, but my body is still here, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think, you know what I'm saying, I believe in this instance, he wanted to have sex and I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So then he started accusing me, like, you know what I'm saying, just picking with me, because who am I having sex with? I don't go nowhere. I don't talk to nobody. At the time, I had like a straight talk phone. I think that's when straight talk was hot or something like that. And I mean, you know what I'm saying, in every relationship I done been in, if I'm in a relationship, I'm not hiding it. I'm not cheating. I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Until you push me to that point and I get tired, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, that's a different situation. But you already beat me up. I'm not about to give you another reason to beat me up. You know what I'm saying? So he, you know, had access to my phone, so me not want to have sex with him, there go the argument, you know what I'm saying? You messing around with me? No, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Me, like I said, me going back and forth with him wasn't it. Boom, we started fighting again. So around this time, you know what I'm saying, he putting his hands on me, you know what I'm saying, he dragging me, beat me up, you know what I'm saying. This fight, he beat me up from the front room to our bedroom. Where we stayed at was a 1-bedroom apartment at the time. So me, him, and my son stayed in the same room. All we had was a front room, kitchen, bathroom, and a room, you know. So he drugged me all the way to the room. So while I'm in the room and he fighting on me, I got the strength to push him off of me. I took off running down the stairs. Once again, I'm running up Florida Street, but this time he ain't coming after me. Nobody that day, nobody, you know, I wasn't even trying to be seen by nobody. So like I said, on the side of Florida apartments, they got a side street. So instead of taking the main route, you know what I'm saying, that I would normally take, you know, straight down Florida in front of Will Teats and down Highland, what I did was take the back street and hit the corner so he wouldn't, you know. So I'm hiding behind, you know what I'm saying, houses on my way to my grandmother's house. I'm hiding behind houses on the way to my grandmother's house trying to make sure he don't see me, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I know if he get in his car, you know what I'm saying, he gonna, you know, take the main street. So, you know, I'm trying not to be seen as much as I can, you know. So I get down there, I get by Peach MacArthur, you know what I'm saying? But mind you, I'm barefooted, but I'm still taking the back routes to where my grandma stayed. To see where my grandma was, she was in front of Alice Keith Park. So mind you, like, I'm knotted up, I'm bloody, you know what I'm saying, this shirt, you know what I'm saying. So I get to my grandma's house finally, I knock on the door. Like I said, she stayed with my Aunt Monica. So I go up in her room, in my Aunt Monica house. My grandma had her own room. So I can remember, y'all, I can remember this day. I can remember this day. I went in my grandma's room. So I walked in her room. She looked at me. But okay, so my grandma, she had got cancer a long time ago. So when we was young, they cut a hole in her throat because she had got lung cancer. So most of my life, I knew how to read lips without people saying stuff, because my grandmother, we had to deal with it with her, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. So I walked in her room, and like, she looked at me, and then she was just shaking her head. So I sat on her bed, and I sat on her bed, and she was just looking at me. And she was like, just staring at me. But I'm not looking at her, but you know how you can feel somebody looking at you from the side, you know what I'm saying, your peripheral, you can tell somebody staring at you. So, I miss my grandmother. So, she got up real fast. My grandma was a little bitty skinny thing, and she picked me up off the bed, and she put me in front of her mirror, and she said, look at your face. She said, look at your face. She said, your mom is rolling around in her grave knowing you sitting there letting a man beat your ass. She said, look at me. She said, look at me. She said, look at me. She said, I know you gonna go back because you love him. She said, and I can't stop you because I've been there before. She said, but let me tell you something. She said, next time he hits you, she said, I don't care what's around you. You pick up something and you defend yourself. She said, your mama ain't never let a man beat her. She said, your mama was the one doing the beating. She said, so next time you come here because you beat up, he better look just like you. And I took that day, y'all, and I ran with it. And I made a vow to myself. I said, okay, game on. That's what I told myself. Because my grandmother was right. You know, I used to hear stories about my mama, y'all. You know, I was 7 when she passed away, but I used to hear stories about my mama, and she was an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? I remember, you know, even to this day, like my daddy, he tell me stories. He be like, you look so much like your mama, Paige. You remind me of your mama, especially when you get drunk. And he was like, I used to stay having to go run and get your mama out the club for fighting on a dude or fighting somebody. She was always fighting on somebody, you know. And that day I vowed to myself that I wasn't taking another ass whooping without fighting back. And I'm sorry because I'm cursing on here and I'm trying not to curse, but like I told y'all, you know, when I tell this story, sometimes I get emotionally back into that state of mind, you know, and it still hurt, you know what I'm saying? It hurt because I look back and I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see me, little old me, you know what I'm saying? And I be like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I sat there and dealt with that. So I was in my grandmother's house. I took that blue sweater, y'all, and I ripped it up. And I cleaned myself up, and I took a shower, and I stayed in my grandmother's house that night. I didn't go back that night because I had some talking to myself to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to remind yourself who the fuck you is. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I could give a female a run for that money, so I'm going to do the same. I had to talk to myself, y'all. I had to talk myself out of that fear of fighting back. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't keep doing it. You know, either you gonna keep getting the best of me, Or you gonna understand that, yeah, you gonna whoop me at the end, but I'm not going out without a fight. So I had some self-checking to do. So I stayed there that night because I had to get myself together. I had to build my strength up and tell myself it's time to start fighting back. Okay, so this how I found out that JR had took an enjoyment of beating me up. And I guess that fueled my fire even more, because I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, it's my fault. It's me triggering him. I'm the reason why he doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's me, you know, me talking to him, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, men being